Hey folks, it's Alice here. Gonna make another video today. I have a friend, shout out to Sara, who sent me a picture of something similar to like I wanted to try and paint. Well, this is the picture. What I've done is I've taken it and I've cropped it a bit and taken out some of the backgrounds and blown up some of the cattails here. Say some of the cattails here, and that, and the water and the trees. Well, I'm going to attempt that. An original. Yeah, so why don't I show you? I got everything set up. I should not have to reach for anything. Okay, so I got everything set up. Let's come over here onto my desk, switch you over. Oh, excuse me. I have my brushes. Where are they? Oh, here they are. My brushes. Gonna use the 1 inch, the 1/2 inch, the 1/2 inch Phillips cattail one, cat tongue, angle brush and fine line brush, and a sponge to help with the trees. Okay, so now that I've shown you that, I can put my brushes in my water like I like to do, have them ready for me. Put my sponge over there because I'm gonna need my sponge. So I pulled out some colors that I think that I'm going to need to use. And I'm going to use a couple greens. I'm going to use Phalo green from Liquitex Basics. Hooker's green, same, from Liquitex Basics. Burnt Sienna for the cattails from Liquitex Basics. Aquamarine blue for the water from Liquitex Basics. And Mars Black from Liquitex Basics. Cadmium yellow or deep yellow or whatever you want to call it. Cadmium yellow, Artist Loft. And then I have the titanium white from Artist Loft. And here again I have my palette and my 3 things of water. 1, 2, 3. If you saw that. All right, and then here I have this, my canvas. I'm gonna put you back down. I'm gonna close that door a bit. Oh, you're fine, Jake. I got a dog in here. Yeah, I got another dog. His name is Jake. That's my husband's dog. He's a coon hound. Or other squirrel hound. Don't say that word, squirrel. Okay. So, what we want to do is, we're going to look at our picture here. Actually, I'm going to put my picture here so that way I can look at it better. I'm looking at you guys. So I see here that we have a really nice sky in the background. So, oh, first I guess we should put out our paints. Jeepers, Alice, put out the paints already, will you? Okay, so a little bit of Mars Black. We don't really need a lot of Mars Black. A little bit of Mars Black. A little bit of the yellow for some of the leaves and stuff. Not a lot, just a little. The burnt sienna for the cattails. Not a lot, just a little. The Hooker's green. And phthalo green. Ultramarine blue. And of course titanium white. And we're we're going to put that there like that. Okay. You okay there, Jake? Okay there, bubbies. You laying in the sun? Are you laying in the sun? Okay. All right, so to get started, first I'm going to have a drink. I don't have coffee today. I have this product here, Coca-Cola. Okay, so let's get started on our background. So I'm going to take my big 1-inch brush. Still really wet, so I'm going to take some more water out of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at my back sky here. So I'm going to take a touch of take some white, touch of phthalo blue, just a touch. You just want to touch to blue in the sky. All right, so we're going to go a little bit bluer. A little bit bluer. All right. So I'm going to put that down because you can see on my palette. I guess I could show you my palette. Mars Black, Cad Yellow, Burnt Sienna, Hooker's Green, Phalo Blue, Ultramarine Blue, Titanium White. And I've mixed that to a nice sky color, just white and the titanium blue. Or not titanium blue, ultramarine blue. And I'm just putting that in the sky. Back and forth my canvas, putting the paint in it. I'm going to paint the outside. Paint the outside here. Paint the outside. All right. And then we're going to go darker. Go darker down here. So, going to get some more white, put it there, but I'm going to grab a lot more of my ultramarine. And we're going to put it right here, right along here. And this is going to be our water. And we want it to get darker as we go down. So we want it darker, especially over here. Just painting. I got my arm up holding the canvas. So I'm just gonna go back and forth and blend this in right here, just in the one spot, and then come down and blend that in. Come down to the side here, paint the side, paint this side here before I forget, because I'm always forgetting to paint the sides of the canvas. And you know what, we can turn it around very carefully and paint the underside of it too. Get a little bit more paint on the tip of that. And just paint the bottom of that canvas. Just like that. I'm not sure if I told you, but I'm using a 12 by 16-inch canvas today from Michael's out of the value pack. to get a little bit more blue and just go back and forth here with this nice blue. And grab a little bit more, and we're gonna, you can see that it's darker here. All right, and it's a little bit. All right, so we're done with the blue. And I'm just gonna put that in the water there. I'm gonna get out some more white because I went through a lot of white there. And I'm gonna need white to mix in with my greens. And I'm gonna need white to mix in for my cattails. Get some more white out there. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna dry our canvas. I don't know if you can see. Light, ombre. And this one is just the back and forth technique. Okay? So I'm just gonna pause you while I make sure that it's not shiny. Shiny means it's still wet. Make sure it's not tacky. Something gluing from the hair dryer on it. Make sure it's not tacky. All right, we're dry. We're dry, and so is my mouth. All right, so what we want to put in next is I want to put this tree piece in because I'm going to sponge that in. So I'm going to sponge this tree piece in. Or should I, yeah, I'm going to sponge the tree piece in and then add the branches after. Now I've never done this, so please bear with me. Just got my sponge wet for the first time. It's a new sponge. New sponge. Just getting it wet. What I'm going to do is a sea sponge. Sea sponge. Sea sponge. Sea sponge. Sea sponge dot. Okay. So what we want is a dark first coat. I'm just going to grab a brush here to mix the paints. So I'll just grab this one here. So what I want is a darker paint. So I'm going to take a little bit of green, a little bit of black, mix it together to give us a nice dark green. Yeah, and then I'm just going to paint that on the sponge just to get rid of the paint that's on my brush. And then I'm going to pick that up and let's hope that we get a nice tree. We're getting a nice tree effect. That's nice. Comes down over the water. There we go. Comes over that way. Comes down over the water. All right, there's a nice coat. Yeah. All right, and now we're gonna add another coat of just the hooker green. So we're just going to dip it in there, dip it in the hooker green, and come over and sponge. Sponge, sponge, sponge. All right. And now what we can do is we can add a little bit of phthalo green into that if we want, just to add a little bit more different color green. A little bit of phthalo green. Just there. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to mix, not even mix, I'm just going to lay out a little bit of white, or just paint that white on. Just paint that white on. Okay. Paint the white on. Just going to lay that brush down, and then we're just going to give it some white highlights. All right, set that aside. I don't think I need that anymore. I'm not sure if you can see that. We're bringing it up closer. But there we go. I think we have ourselves a tree. Well, part of a tree anyway. Part of a tree. So now what I want to do is I want to do the grass down here. Because this grass is coming. You know what? Let's do the water. Got to make ripple effects in the water. So we're going to use our angle brush. Dip it into the ultramarine blue, into the little bit of white. Actually, we're going to dip it into the phthalo, into the little phthalo blue and a little bit of black. And we're going to just draw right about here. That's our beach line. Okay, that's our beach line. And now, I'm gonna take our blue and our white, and we're just gonna, actually we're gonna do it in the blue and the blue, and we're just going to ripple the water. Just rippling the water. And I'm just making little waves. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm just running my angle brush with blue paint, just like up and down, like little wavy marks. Oh, excuse me, that Coke. Okay. All right. See that? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of white to that blue, and we're going to do some highlights. Some more waves, wherever you want to put them. And now we're just going to get some white, mix it in with the blue that we already have on the palette. I'm going to rinse my brush because it's getting really loaded up with paint. You don't really want that. That's what the art Sherpa tells me. Okay, so now we're going to add white ripples. White ripples here. Probably see some through the back there, right down here in the corner. And what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna run a white line right across there to show our water line. Okay. All right, and now I'm gonna put a little bit more of that dark blue there. I'm gonna put some dark blue ripples right here. It's darker in this area. Some dark blue ripples are not working out very well. It's turning into a gray. And we don't want to add gray. Oh, maybe. No, we don't. Okay. So now we got the water. That's great. Now let's work on the grass. Let's work on the grass now. We don't need this big one anymore. So let's just, actually, let's just put him away. Okay? Put him away. Again. All right, so it actually looks pretty dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my angle brush and I'm going to make some grass. So I'm going to take some of the hooker green with a little bit of black and make that nice dark green again. And we're going to start making grass come up off the canvas. It's got to come up. Okay. It's going to come up off the canvas. And we got a few sprigs coming up over out of this corner here. And you can crisscross them. They don't have to be straight. These aren't straight. Okay, and now we're going to take some really big ones that are close up and run it right off the page. Right up into the tree. Okay. Now I'm going to take some phalo. It's a nice dark color too, just to add a little bit more greens in there. See, that's a nice different color green coming in there. That's a nice green. We're just running it up. Running those up. All right. Now what we're going to do is take a little bit of our green, add some white to it. Add a touch of black. Make it, oh no, we just grayed it out. And we're going to add some yellow into this because some of this has yellow on it. Some of these have yellow. Some of these have a bit of yellow showing that it's kind of, I guess it's kind of deadish. I don't know. All right, and now we're gonna take, same brush, no, you know what? We're gonna use our round brush, our Phillips, our cat's tongue. Cat's tongue. It's rounded like a cat's tongue. And this is how we're gonna make our cattails. We're gonna take some burnt sienna, a little bit of cad yellow, a little bit more burnt sienna, add a touch of black into that, just a touch of black to darken it. And we're gonna come up here into the tree area and we're going to press and just bring it down. And then we're gonna press and bring it down. And we're gonna press this one and bring it up. Okay. We got 3 pussy willows in there, or pussy tails, cattails. Cattails. Okay, now I'm going back to my angle brush and I'm going to take a little bit of that brown that we had for the cattails and I'm going to mix it in a little bit with the green to give us some stems for these cattails. And then you can just lose it in the grass. Now, I guess I should have put those stems and that in there earlier because now that we're over the grass. Oh well, that don't matter. So now we have that. This looks, it needs to be darker, but now we are going to add in our black with some brown on our angle brush. And we're going to make some branches. Remember how we made branches? Yeah, well, we're gonna do it on this tree now. So, but it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, not too heavy. Come out, come out, come out there, come out, come out. Come out there, there like that. Okay, I think that looks good. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of my green, paint it on my sponge. I want a dark green, paint it on my sponge. God, I hope this turns out, and we're gonna just dab over top of those branches just to kind of blend them in. Okay. Almost knocked the painting over. Okay. So put that in there, and now we're going to take a little bit of white and brown, a little bit of white and brown, and we're going to draw the tops on these cattails. Nice thin line. And we're going to take it, add a little bit more color to that. Had to pick my nose there for a minute. So I gotta tell you, it doesn't look anything like the picture. I don't know, like, take some away there. What do you think? It's only taken us half an hour to do this picture. So I think that maybe we could probably go back and add a few more touches to it. Okay, because this is for my friend Sara. Okay, so let's get some more of our hooker green out. The hooker's green. Okay, and we're going to make a dark green again. And we're going to go in and we're going to darken some of these. So we're going to take some of that, a little bit of black, mix it together to make a darker, oh shit, that's a really dark green. Okay, add a little bit of white to it. Let's see what color it turns to. It turns to fucking black. I mean, it turns to black. You don't want that. However, it does look black in there. Oh, there we go. I'll just add some more green to it. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to take my sponge again. I'm going to dab into this green, this dark green that I have. And I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back in. Over the branches, come down there. All right, I think I need some more weeds in there. I need a little bit more weeds. Yeah, I think that might have done the trick. Brown them up a bit, yeah. And now I like the tree too. Now if we can, the tree, I like that. Okay, you know what? Okay, let's do some more. And some more of these down here, coming up. Get a little bit more of the ultramarine out, and let's see what we can do with this water. Okay. See what we can do with this water. Let me see. Do I have another? Yeah. Where's that? This one here. Should Okay. I'm going to try a dry brush technique. Just to see if that... Ultramarine blue. I fucked up our picture. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I did. Sorry, Sarah. How am I going to fix this? A little bit more white and paint that out. Paint that out. Put some blue. I don't know what to do with it. I'm not liking it, but I don't want to paint over it. It's just... Suppose I can bring... Let's try that. Because if that don't work, we can always paint over it. All right. So, let's get back into the green. It's really dark green. And we're gonna throw some dark ones right there. And oh my God, excuse me. A little bit more Hooker's green. Not too much of the Phalo, the Hooker's green. Okay. Add that in there, and we're gonna shoot some up this way. Add another one over here. Of the pussy tail color. Gonna add one here. Add another here. Detail brush, a little bit of black, going to, oh, that's got crap on the tip of it, with a little bit of the black. And we're just going to draw in their stem. Shit. A little bit of white, a little bit of the brown, a little bit of white, a little bit of the brown. And we're going to go back up and do their little tippies at the top of their heads. We gotta hide this little black spot there. We're going to add in some white to this brown. And we're going to give these guys some highlights. Give them some highlights. There we go. And now I'm going to try to cover that up with some green. Just some straight green. Right, we want to cover that. There, that's not looking too bad now. See, you know, I thought that I had ruined this picture, you know, but I don't think that it's too bad for my first time going off a photograph. Oh my goodness, don't drop the photograph. I mean, like I improv'd some cattails on that side, but other than that, I mean, doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, but I think that we should try another. But what do we got to do first? We got to go fill up our drinks, have a couple tokes, or 2 or 3. And clean up our workstation. And I'll see you back here later.